5. There are 5 kinds of mental modifications, which are either painful or painless. Patañjali says there are 5 kinds of vrittis. And again, these are grouped into 2 major categories. One variety brings us pain, the other does not. Notice that he does not divide the thoughts into painful and pleasurable. Why? Because even a so-called pleasurable thought might ultimately bring us pain. And again, we cannot easily know in the beginning whether a particular thought will bring pain or not. Some thoughts begin with pain, but the end leaving us at peace. Others appear to be pleasurable, but bring pain. For example, our pity at another's suffering certainly causes us pain, but ultimately it expands our hearts and minds, gives us more understanding, and leaves us in peace. Instead of these terms painful and painless, we might be able to understand this point better if we use 2 other words. Call them selfish thoughts and selfless thoughts. The selfish thoughts ultimately bring pain. For example, to love something or somebody is pleasurable. But many of you have experienced how the very same love brought you a lot of unhappiness, pain, hatred, jealousy, and so on. Why? Because that love was not just a pure love, but was based on some expectation in return. There was selfishness in it. The expectation may be anything, a little financial comfort, some publicity, or a little physical pleasure. With this expectation, love seldom lasts long. So love, though it appears to be a painless thought, ultimately ends in pain if it is based in selfishness. On the other hand, a thought like anger might bring pain in the beginning. The anger of a selfless person has no personal motive behind it. Although that anger may cause somebody to feel bad in the beginning, ultimately it helps that person to correct himself or herself and lead to a better life. For example, a little strictness on the part of the classroom teacher is needed to reform the children and make them understand their responsibilities. Whatever the thought is, if there's no selfishness behind it, it can never really bring pain to the person concerned. The result is neither pain nor pleasure, but peace. Seeing this truth, we should analyze all our motives and try to cultivate selfless thoughts. That is our first and foremost duty. Some people say, I thought that in the name of meditation and yoga, we're supposed to make the mind blank and without thoughts. But you can't make the mind thoughtless immediately. Many people try, but it's impossible. Once you make the mind thoughtless, you have attained the goal. But it is not that easy. Many people say, I have made my mind vacant. How did they know the mind was vacant? They were aware of it. It is not the type of awareness. Is not that a type of awareness? A thought? You have removed all other thoughts and retained this one of having made the mind vacant. That is not the real thoughtlessness. That is why we use the trick of developing certain positive thoughts while removing negative ones. We say to the mind, all right, if you want to create some thought forms, go ahead. But if you create thoughts that will bring you pain, you are the one who will suffer. If you are selfish, you will suffer later on. I don't want to kill you. I am your friend. I am interested in your welfare and peace. So please listen to me. Do not create thoughts that will rebound on you. Forget your selfishness, make others happy, and you will be the happiest person. By seeing others happy, you can't be unhappy. But by making everybody unhappy, you can never be happy yourself. So at least for your happiness, bring happiness to others. If you really want to be selfish in the idea of retaining your peace. There is no harm in that selfishness, because by that you are not going to harm anybody. Instead, you will be bringing the same peace to others also. If the mind says, I can't be selfless, I must be selfish, tell it, all right, go to the other extreme and be selfish in refusing to disturb your own peace. In our daily lives, we always work with these two categories of thoughts. Now we know that selfish thoughts will bring misery, and selfless ones leave us in peace. How are we to know whether our thoughts are selfless or not? We have to watch carefully. The moment a thought form arises in the mind, we become analysts. This itself is yoga practice, watching your own thoughts and analyzing them.